We're back here from Back to the Future News. We are here today with an oil expert. Her name is Holly Shipper. She will tell us all about these 3 questions I'm going to ask her about oil from Baku.
Austin, thank you so much for having me on your program today.
You are so welcome. The first question of these 3 questions is, how was oil drilled in Baku City?
Well, that's a very interesting question, actually. The drilling of oil actually dates back to the 7th century BC, which is many, many, many centuries ago. And originally, they brought oil to the surface by digging wells by hand and then bringing the oil up in leather buckets that they made themselves. So very, very interesting way that they originally brought oil to the surface in Baku. It was in the 1840s modernized by the Russians when they took over Azerbaijan. And in 1847, they actually created the first mechanical drill to dig into the Earth's surface and bring oil up.
Well, that is very extraordinary, Miss Shipper. Now, for the second question, who found the oil there?
Well, that's a very interesting question, and the reality is, because oil has always been around in Baku, as I said, since the 7th century BC, it's hard to say exactly or to give credit to any one person. Oil is so prevalent in the area that it literally bubbles up to the surface, creating fissures in the ground, which oftentimes catch fire as oil is very flammable. So it's hard to give anyone credit. I think when the Russians took over Azerbaijan, we certainly give them credit for modernizing the industry, and it was actually a Polish geologist who first discovered a way to drill for oil under the sea near Baku.
Well, that Polish person must be a smart man back then.
Indeed he was.
The third question now, why was this place chosen?
Well, for a couple of reasons. I think the first one is, the obvious one. It was such an oil-rich area that, oil, as I said, would just simply bubble up to the surface. So when the Russians took over Azerbaijan, they saw an amazing opportunity to make money. And they did this by auctioning off parcels of land that were oil-rich to investors from all over the world. So that was one of the reasons why Baku was chosen. I think secondly, Baku was actually a thriving port as it's located on the ocean. And this made for a great opportunity to be able to easily ship the oil to other locations around the world.
Well, Miss Holly, you are very, very smart. I love to have you here at the Back to the Future News. We'll see you next time. We're signing out.